Hi, everyone, and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. Sorry about the January love reads, but I had surgery and it just took me longer than I expected to feel better. So I'm doing twin flames this week. Next week, your February love readings will come out. Thank you for your patience on that. And if you are in need of a personal reading, I'm having a sale. It is a video reading, $17.50 for one question, $27.50 for two. So I'm looking into your love life for twin flames. This is for air signs or anyone who has air in their chart. If you're dealing with someone with air, just whatever, it should resonate. I'm also going to be using words like divine feminine and masculine. This is your side here, and I'll refer to this as the feminine side. But if you are a masculine in the physical form, please just take it how it resonates. I do that so that it doesn't get confusing. But I do want you all to remember that energies can manifest in any physical form. All right, so looking into your twin flame situation. For you, you're coming in with the Fool in the reverse energy. 8 of Cups. So this is kind of interesting to me because you're in a space of feeling as though your twin has forgotten you. It feels like the two of you are not on speaking terms at this time. And I'm feeling as though you may decide to make an impulsive decision. Now, this could be you either reaching out to your masculine energy because we need to talk coming out on the feminine side, or it could be your masculine energy reaching out to you because we actually have arguments in the reverse and conversations. Now, I feel like the two of you are both thinking very heavily about one another. It's just a little bit different the way that it's coming through. For you, I feel as though you've ended the situation in your mind with this Fool in the reverse, but it seems like there's something here that's still bothering you, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. Because I still want you in the reverse and nothing is changing in the reverse. So I don't feel like this is someone that you're wanting a relationship with at this time. I feel like this has more to do with you trying to figure out what the takeaway from this situation was. I see that in your mind, you're treating this as though it's over. And in your heart, it feels as though you're treating this like it's done. But there's still a hesitancy to walk away from this situation. Now, I don't feel like you're going towards your twin in the sense that you're trying to fix or recover the relationship, but there's an energy here of perhaps feeling as though someone owes you an explanation. I feel like you want to move on from this, but there's still questions here that it seems like are unanswered. So maybe you've been going back and forth in your mind trying to figure out what the purpose of this relationship was, right? Did this person ever intend to follow through on any of the things that they told you? I don't think you particularly want this person to even do those things at this time because there's nothing coming through here that's making me feel like you're really in a space of trying to reconcile with your twin. For some of you, your twin owes you money and you want your money back. And so that's why you're contacting them. Or perhaps there's something that the two of you share and you're trying to figure out what exactly to do with it. Like if we sell it, who gets what, right? There's something here where it feels more like this is coming from a space of being very practical. I'm not feeling a lot of emotion on your end. It's almost like the two of you share a phone bill or something and you're contacting them to figure out how to get your name taken off, right? Or maybe somebody's car is in someone's name. There's something here where it's just like, this is done for me, but for whatever reason, I still need a resolution to this situation. Now, if you don't share something tangible with this person, I feel like you're just trying to find answers to why they behaved the way they did. But what's interesting to me is even though this expectation card is here, I don't think that you expect this person to do anything different than what they've always done. So I don't know why you want answers. It could just be because you're trying to move on or you're trying to heal. Some of you, I guess you could be finding out that you're pregnant and you're reaching out to your twin to try to figure out like what to do about that situation, because it feels like there's something here for a lot of you that still binds the two of you together. Now, part of that, if none of those situations apply to your life, could be because it looks like over here on the divine masculine side, they're still really connected to your energy. So if you're constantly thinking about them, that's because they're trying to process this situation as well. This person is coming through as being extremely depressed. So I don't know if they're just like sitting around thinking about you all the time, or if their mind always goes back to you. For them, this is more of like a emotional feeling that I'm picking up on, which is odd because there aren't cards that really signify them being emotionally attached, but they're very confused. It's like they thought they were making the right choice when they were dealing with you. Maybe this person had a tendency to play games with you or to treat you the way that they've treated other people in the past. And I feel like whoever they dealt with in the past really fell for whatever that trap was. So, like, for example, if this is someone who really likes to play hard to get, right? And they have like a karmic partner or they have exes in their life, every time they would ignore that ex or that partner, that person would try harder, right? It's like the faster your twin ran, the more the energy that was interested in them would try to pursue them. So I feel like this person had some old ideas about how to get someone's interest or how to keep someone attracted to you. And it feels like they tried to apply that to you, right? This person is realizing that you're not coming after them anymore. And I feel like even if they try to contact you, because it does feel like there might be some sort of conversation here, they're coming to the realization that you're not interested. For some of you, you have a child in common, or you have something that you've always shared with this person. And that was kind of their way of getting back into your life, was like, oh, well, we still need to talk about, our son, right? Or we still need to talk about this business, or, it's like this person, they find some kind of way to always come back to try to reignite that runner chaser energy. For some of you, this is like somebody who has a tendency of forgetting things at your house. And then when you don't want to deal with them anymore, it's like, oh yeah, so can I come pick up my sock? Because it's my favorite one and I left it there, right? This person, to them, I don't think they were viewing this as being over. I think they thought that this was just a break, right? Whereas for you, you're done. And I feel like if this person tried to reinsert themselves back into your life, they would be very surprised to find out that you're not willing to take that bait, right? So this person is feeling the distance between the two of you, but they also realize that they actually are the reason for the distance. They kept a lot of external influences in their life that I feel like kind of sabotage this connection. So it could be friends who have like, negative things to say about you. It could be that this person's parents were always like saying, oh, I don't like your twin, or I don't like your partner. There's something here about this person not seeing people's true intentions. So perhaps they have a friend group that wants them to stay miserable, right? Because misery loves company. This person is starting to understand that the people in their life didn't want what was best for them. So any advice they may have gotten in the past was ill-advised, right? It was not coming from a genuine place of being concerned about them, right? So family or friends, people have been giving this person bad advice and filling their head up. And I feel like for a long time, this person was allowing whoever these people are to dictate the course of your relationship, right? I feel like now that you're in this energy of the Two of Swords, where you're both kind of taking a step back from one another, there's a shift here because there was a lot of blame. I feel like this person would blame you because there's an energy of you being honest with them, whereas the people in their life seem like they coddle them or lie to them to be able to use them, right? For you, I feel like you blamed this person for gaslighting you, not growing up, not living up to your expectations. But there's also an energy here of hoping that once you found that true love or that relationship, whatever was wrong with your life or whatever disappointments you had faced would dissipate, right? And I feel like oftentimes, people get sucked into that idea because of things like Disney movies, right? Where you grow up watching Rapunzel in her tower until the prince comes, or Snow White, right? There's all these kind of fantasy stories that we are programmed to believe subconsciously as children. And then as we grow into adults, we kind of think that once we meet the one, right, all of our problems will disappear or life will get easier. When in reality, that's often not the case, because it doesn't really matter who comes into your life, right? Ultimately, your life is going to be a reflection of what's going on with you. So I feel like for you air signs, you probably had a tendency to blame this person for not transforming your life in the way that you had hoped that a partner or a soulmate or a significant other would, right? Now, what I like about this for the two of you is that I feel like this kind of goes back to you wanting answers, because you're starting to see ways that perhaps you set yourself up, right? Like, yes, a great relationship can be a life-changing experience, or having someone that's stable in your corner can absolutely turn the course of your life into a different direction. But I feel like you're starting to realize that this person or any person is not going to be the key to your happiness, right? For some of you, I feel like you've transformed the way that you think. And because you've been working on yourself, a very small group of you may want to tell this person, like, you know what? I don't expect anything from you. You are who you are. It was what it was. Just leave me alone, right? That's kind of the energy that's coming through here, is like, as you're starting to fix the things in your own life that were messed up, not only are you feeling better and then this situation isn't mattering as much, but I feel like you're also seeing ways that you gave your power away to this person in hopes that they would be able to make you feel better about what was going on in your life, right? And because they didn't, it compounded to be like, well, you're even worse than everybody else, or how dare you come into my life and waste my time, and you're supposed to be what I need you to be, right? But in reality, it feels as though there were aspects of your life where you were not showing up for yourself. And I feel like you're really getting to the bottom of that now, right? What kinds of expectations did you have for a relationship or for a partner? Are you measuring up to being the partner of your partner that's ideal, right? Like, have you ever heard the term of like, I'm not my type's type, right? So if you want to be with somebody who is super physically fit, but you sit around and eat Cheetos all day, would they be attracted to you, right? This person, I feel like, is the catalyst for you to start having those difficult discussions with yourself and really kind of looking at your own situation and seeing what you need to do to move past looking for any kind of external, I don't want to say validation, but in some ways that is true, right? Because it's like when you have the big house and the kids and the car and the, husband or wife, you feel really good about yourself. But what if that never comes? What if none of that comes, right? What would life be like? Are you just going to be miserable because you never got married or because you never decided to be a parent? You get what I'm saying? So you're doing some very big house cleaning, I feel like, air signs, on the internal front. Whereas this person is coming through as starting to kind of look at their mannerisms. They're looking at their conditioning as well, because that's really what this goes back to, right? It's not anybody's fault that we're conditioned to believe that the white knight's going to come and save our lives, right? But there's kind of this energy here of separating the reality from the conditioning and the expectation, right? So this person is doing the same thing, but they're doing it externally. They're looking at their environment and they're starting to realize that perhaps they gave too much stock to people based on their title, right? And that really is the common theme, because when you gave this person the title of being your twin, right? And you're like, this is my divine counterpart, perhaps you put too much stock in the title, right? Perhaps you were looking so closely at what it means to be a twin flame that you weren't looking at who this person actually is in the 3D. And I feel like that's what they're doing in their life right now, in the sense that, like, they have people in their life that have the title, my mother, my father, my best friend, my brother. And so they've given this title, but they're not taking the time to look at, is this person showing up for me as a brother, as a best friend? Is this mom really a parent to me, or are they just another source of toxicity, right? So this person's environment, if you've struggled with them because of their environment, is completely falling apart, right? I feel like for you air signs, the paradigm that you live your life in, it's more like you've watched life around you and then you've made your own ideas about the way things should be. And so that's good, but in some respects, that's also a detriment, right? Whereas this person never really sat and thought the way that you think, right? The way that you're very analytical. They just kind of accepted everybody else's opinions or ideas at face value. Like, okay, that's law, right? This is my mom. I have to respect my mom, even if every time I get a boyfriend, she sleeps with him, right? You get what I'm saying? So you're examining your beliefs and they're examining their beliefs. But I think what's really interesting about this is that the two of you have become the catalyst for one another to do this, right? You're very internal and you live very much in your mind, whereas this person is very external, right? And they're all about like the environment and action, whereas you're very like thinking and feeling, right? So looking into your person, I feel like something that is a very large fear to them at this time is that their depression is starting to get worse. So if you've known that this person is always kind of sad, it's hitting a very strong point in their life. They might be struggling with like some sort of addiction. This could also be the energy of like someone who is a workaholic, and then suddenly they're seeing that there's no value to the work that they're doing, right? There's no value in the money they're receiving. It's not bringing them any happiness. It feels like everything around this person that they used to think was stable or provided comfort or happiness, they're starting to see that it was all a lie, right? Whereas for you, as you're looking into your future or the things that you desired, and it's not coming into fruition, you're starting to feel like your expectations were a lie. You get what I'm saying? So very interesting energy. I feel like there may be a meeting of the minds here because there's changes happening. For you in the feminine energy, it says, I feel like nothing's changing in the reverse, and your masculine actually got, I'm trying to change. So I feel like the both of you are changing at this time. But because of this shift, right, where they're looking at their environment and they're starting to see how they were not proactive about making their own decisions for their life as far as what they believe, right? And you're looking internally, at kind of the ideas that perhaps you've made for yourself. It seems like the both of you, it's almost like you're able to move past the phase that you've been in regards to this connection, because you're able to, I almost want to say, see the value in one another, whereas in the past you may not have, right? Like this person may have had a really hard time with their ego, and you may have been the one that was always honest and told them that they were messed up and they were making bad choices, so that could have made them feel like you were critical. Now they're coming to the realization that you were right and that everything they're doing needs to be updated or changed or restructured, right? Whereas with you, I feel like you're seeing ways that perhaps you did the same thing this person was doing because they give their personal power away to other people, right? Whereas you give your personal power away to ideas. You get what I'm saying? So it's interesting because even though it doesn't feel like the two of you are speaking at this time, I feel as though there's something in the making happening here because this person is becoming so depressed. They're starting to think about the choices that they made in regards to not just you, but their entire life. And they're really worried that somebody is going to see all of the value in you and scoop you up, right? There's an energy here of being very concerned now that they're beginning to have kind of this understanding, right? And see through a lot of this illusion that it feels like they've been using as law or fact. They're beginning to see the error of their ways. So I feel like, oddly enough, your masculine's ego is being checked this month, in the month of February. And I feel like that's going to create something very different for the two of you because I'm seeing that this stage of your relationship is going to end. You have destiny and you have completion. So this destiny card talks about two people who love to reincarnate together, right? They're twin. This is the twin flame card, right? But every time they incarnate together, they spend so much time arguing with each other that they never get done what they need to get done in this life or whatever life they're in. So they weren't going to be allowed to incarnate together because they're a distraction to one another, right? In this story, this couple, appeals to like the ascended masters and they're like, we're going to get it right this time. Just please give us one more chance. With this completion card, I feel like you really are making huge breakthroughs in regards to this relationship because the two of you are no longer arguing, right? And it sucks because it looks like you're also not talking. But in that time apart, it's almost like you're beginning to see what you were blaming each other for, that the only reason you were upset or feeling triggered is because it was a spot that felt very vulnerable, right? And it was something that you needed to fix or address. So I do feel as though whatever arguing you've been doing previously to this separation, if you were to come back into union with each other in the future, you probably would not experience those same situations to the degree that it's been. So let me pull a card to see what's the future energy. All right, Page of Wands. That's what I was saying. I feel like by the time the two of you come out of this kind of self-imposed separation, you will both have a very new understanding of each other. But what's really nice about this Page of Wands and this waiting card is I feel like in the future, this is going to take off very quickly, right? This is a very fast moving energy. So it's almost like if you've been feeling as though nothing is going to happen and you're giving up on this, I think that in the future, you'll be very surprised at what happens next. So I'm going to take a look at the future energy and I'll put the preview to the video at the end of this video. The link is in the description box below, so you can follow me over there. If you need a personal reading, make sure that you click the link in the description box as well. I'll speak to all of you again soon, but in the meantime, you take very good care of yourselves. Bye. I feel like this person's depression is going to get really, really bad in the future based on everything that they're starting to figure out about their circle or their people in their life, right? So the difficulty here is like they kind of had this resolve to never contact you again or to not come back. Now they've gained new perspective and they're feeling like, okay, I'm going to come back towards my feminine. The difficulty, though, is that it's kind of an impulse decision, and it's also coming from a place of them wanting validation and them being a little bit selfish. Divine Resolution Tarot loves you. If you love us back, leave a like and let us know. It makes us smile. Thank you so much for watching our videos and have an amazing day.